Well, I guess the two most important circuits that we really need to test are the starter motor and the ignition, meaning will the engine start. So I guess we'll just give that a shot and see what happens. We know that the electric choke is working, and it's got fuel in the tank, and everything's wired up, I believe, as it should be. So let's give this a shot. Well, it seems everything's working. Actually, I have to admit, I think it's running better than it did before. It needs a little bit of tune-up. You can hear the belts squeaking a little bit. I know I've got a couple rocker arms that need to be adjusted. It's either on the number 5 or the number 6 cylinder. I haven't gotten to that yet. But it's running better than it did before. And the only thing I can think of is we got a good battery, we got a new alternator, a higher capacity, higher amp alternator. I think the ignition is actually getting the appropriate amount of electricity going to it than it did before. I'm not sure it had full juice going to the ignition, so it's actually running better. I need to tune on it a little bit more, but obviously this is the most important part. I mean, what's the point of having headlights and taillights and windshield wipers that work if the truck doesn't run? So good news here. All right, well, here's the reverse light switch, and so I know this is bad. We tested the voltage going into the switch, and we tested the voltage going out to the lights, and everything worked except this switch. So I know this looks kind of goofy looking. These are unique to the 3-speed column shift transmissions, automatic transmissions, and the 4-speed floor shifted transmissions have those reverse light switches are actually mounted to the transmission. So I'll go and order up a new one of these, and hopefully that'll work. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. We've pretty much tested every circuit. One thing I didn't show you on film was the horns. The horns work, but when I plugged in the horn relay, the horns just started blaring. So I have a contact problem, a horn switch contact problem up there in the steering wheel, in the steering column. So I was afraid of that when I rebuilt the steering column. It didn't seem right, and so now I know it isn't. So I'll take care of that. I'll fix that. It's really not that big a deal. But like I said, everything works. The engine starts and runs, and the headlights work, and the blinkers work, and the windshield wipers work, and the brake lights, tail lights work. Reverse lights will be working once I get the new switch. So yeah, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and end it here for this video series. And I appreciate y'all watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.